Unit 7, Part 13. Let me do problem 7F from the back of the book for you. I've got 2 columns up because it's a bit of a long problem. So you've got your premises, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your conclusion, and 2 little children. Okay, so working backwards, right? The method is you look at your conclusion, you ask yourself, where does this conclusion, okay, a couple of questions, 2 questions to ask yourself, right? What is the form of this conclusion? It is a biconditional, right? Now, you could ask, where does this formula, as a whole, plus or minus a negation, appear amongst the premises, okay? And you'll see straight away that it only occurs, it does occur amongst the premises. It occurs as what? It occurs in premise 4 as the consequent of a conclusion. Now that should lead you to immediately think, aha, that basically tells me how I'm going to get A biconditional B, how I'm going to get that formula, right? I'm going to derive this as the conclusion of modus ponens, right? Because modus ponens is the rule which allows you to infer the consequent of conditionals. And the first thing you've noticed is that this is the consequent of this conditional. Now let me say, this is an exercise from Unit 7. Next we start in Unit 8. One of the rules of Unit 8 is biconditional exchange, okay? Which is the rule P biconditional Q is logically equivalent to, can be changed to the conjunction of P hook Q and Q hook P, okay? Now, whenever you see, after you've learned Unit 8 and then Unit 9 and you have all your rules, whenever you see a biconditional, the only rule that allows you to do anything with biconditionals, the only actual rule that allows you to do anything with biconditionals, is biconditional exchange. So when you see this, you'll ask yourself, hello August, thank you. You'll ask yourself, what we ask, does the biconditional occur as a whole? Right? Does this whole formula occur as a part of some other formula in the premises? Yes, it does. Make sure they can see the premises. Okay, see the formulas. But if it doesn't, right? If it doesn't, then you will definitely want to use biconditional exchange, right? Because it's the only way you can do things with biconditionals. So if, for example, you have a biconditional as a conclusion, again, this is looking ahead to Unit 8, it's a remark about biconditional exchange, about this rule. If you have a biconditional as a conclusion, and that biconditional does not, as it does here, occur amongst the premises as a whole, then you would think, I'm going to have to get that biconditional exchange. Don't do that, please. I'm going to have to get that biconditional exchange. Yes, hello. All right, keep your head out. And I will get it by deriving independently A hook B on one line, and then B hook A on another line, and then I'll have those 2 formulas. Then I will conjoin them, A hook B dot B hook A, and that will be, and that's the right-hand side of the rule of conditional exchange, and then I'll be able to infer this by the rule of conditional exchange, okay? So biconditional exchange, whenever you see biconditionals, you think that, you say, does that biconditional as a whole appear amongst the premises, as it does here, which means I'm going to get this not by biconditional exchange, but rather by modus ponens. But if that's not the case, you'll need to, working backwards, think, I'm going to get this by biconditional exchange, I need to get the 2 conditionals by themselves, and so on. Okay, back up. All right. So I figured out that I need to get it by modus ponens. So my next question, how do I fulfill the conditions of the rule for modus ponens? Guys, stop getting in front of the screen. Back. I need to get the antecedent of the conclusion. Please, mate. No. Why don't you go and stand over here so they can see it? I need to satisfy the condition of the rule. So stop. Please, not in front of the camera. Okay? So I need to get this formula, right? Working backwards, I think I need to somehow derive this formula such that I may perform my modus ponens. Okay, so then the next question, what is this formula? What is the form of this formula? That is the antecedent of this overall conditional. It is a conjunction. So what I need to do is get that conjunction, right? How do you derive conjunctions? That is, August, please stop. How do I derive conjunctions, right? What rule has conjunctions as its conclusion? And the answer is, stop. The answer is conj, right? So now, what rules, stop mate, please. What, okay. You need to have a word with them.